as well. So welcome, ladies. So today I'm like, Kenny, thank you for sharing the story about the connection around that it's time to awaken. And before we really awaken, or during the process, first of all, we need to learn who we are. What is my higher self? What is my personality? What is my soul? What does it want to talk to me? What does it want to tell me? What does it want to show me? So how I can clean myself from my expectations, from my limitations, from my perceptions about how I look, what I do, what I don't do. So today we are going to really look inside and peel all those outdated layers of all the stigma and all this patterns that we used to have, like all this perceptions, like, oh, I'm not really lucky in relationship, or I'm not really good at communications, or I'm not really good mother, or any of the stigmas that really limiting and stopping you, and try to see like what, because we are perfect as we are. This was a blueprint of our soul to come to this earth as perfect. And it takes a life journey to find what is the perfection means, even what is the goodness means in my life and in yours as well. So today we will do some very beautiful exercise working with our portrait. So if you haven't printed the outline that I showed you, so this is a black and white picture that I took, and I just used filter. So if you want, I can send it right away to you, like on the chat. Do you need it, or you have the outline? Kenny, you missed some classes, so you're not aware of them. So
I don't have it, but I don't have a way of printing.
Okay, so another options, do you have any bigger pictures, like big picture of yours?
No.
No portraits. It could be any age.
I have one picture. It's kind of a close-up that's actually hanging on my wall over there.
So you can take the picture and just put another piece of paper, like just printer size, like very thin, and try to trace the outline. Yes.
What is it that we're trying to do? What was the
We want
example?
to see our outline, our face.
Is there an
we want
example?
to work with our face.
Is there an example? Oh, there's one.
So the example that we are going to do like this. Oops.
Okay.
This was one. And I'll show you well, this was the last one.
I mean, the picture that I have it's literally a close-up of one side of my head.
It could be interesting message for you. There is no coincidences.
All right, let me grab it.
Okay, good luck. Liesl, do you have your picture?
I don't, and you'd sent, I was looking all the way through my thing. It's sketch.com. I looked at it after last class. Now I can't find myself or my, but it was the URL again. You said you kindly put it in. It's Sketchon. Do you have it?
So it didn't work, the link did not work?
No, it worked, and now I can't. We've had a lot of internet problems, and so I'm disorganized right now.
Okay,
I'm trying to find, I'm on a different computer.
Okay.
So can you, I don't know if I could quickly do it again. Can you?
Let me send you the link. So let's do some.
I was thinking I could access it on my, on the cloud, but it's not on my cloud.
See.
Was it SketchUp? No.
I don't remember exactly the name. Let me see.
I wrote it down in the other room. Go
Pencil, snapstouch.com.
SnapTouch?
Snapstouch. I'll give you the link. Wait.
It's not.
I did post the link, Anna.
Oh yes, there we are. Okay. Thank you.
And it really takes just a second. You can upload
Thank you so
any
much.
pictures, colored or black ones, and it will be just printed. Need to be printed. But
Anna, I have
another experience, like when another student did just outline, and if there is no way you can have outline, you can just draw yourself as you see yourself. Like you can just draw a face and eyes and mouth, nose, like whatever you feel you look like. It will be maybe even deeper experience. So don't expect that it should be for everybody the same. And I highly recommend to do this exercise with different pictures, because there are some pictures that we like, there are some pictures that we don't, there are some child pictures like from your childhood, and it's a different experience. Be connected at different levels and find the beauty at every step, especially when you don't like those pictures.
Anna, I have a question.
Yes.
When I printed, it didn't print everything, like some parts were missing. Do you change something in your printer to make it darker? Or I tried, there are options like darker pencil there, but it doesn't seems to work. So I'm
You
wondering.
just need a very light outline, like really basic
Okay.
lines that you can recognize your face, because we are going to work with this and we are going to make bolder whatever is the most important on your portrait.
Okay, and you know, I have some edges. They printed edges from the picture. Does it really matter?
Well, like you can dissolve them, or you can just work with those edges, and it will be it's another message. So like it's really how bold are edges. I have some edges on my printed outlines, but it's they're not very bold.
I'm talking about this edge, you know, from the picture.
This is not very like critical. There will be so many lines that it will, and color on top of it, it will be most likely dissolved.
Okay, so I don't have to worry.
And it will be interesting experience for you how like there is such a aging and limitations for myself, how I can go beyond of them.
Okay.
This is could be very healing experience for you, like breaking those ages, breaking those limitations for you.
All right, thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Okay. And we are going to do one simple exercise. As always, I invite you to do 1 minute exercise instead of 2, because 2 can be sometimes too much. I don't know. So for me, it seems like 1 minute, it's really gives you the healthy amount of love. Which is interesting, like really. So it's my perception, but you can, it could be 2 minutes if you want. Okay, so today we are going to do 1 minute. And in this 1 minute, we are going to write down, I am, who I am. What do I like about myself? What do I think that is my strength? What is my beauty is? So you can say like, I'm beautiful, and just list all these qualities that you admire of yourself, you really honor and cherish. Are we ready for 1 minute exercise? Ready? Okay, good. 1 minute it is. I am. Time begin. So here I am. So I invite you to count. How many qualities did you write down? I have 17, exactly as the last time.
13.
17. Okay.
Anna, if I do remember that when we started regular Neurographica, it was like you have to have like 20 of them. Does really matter?
Yes, but we did 2 minutes. This time we did only 1 minute.
Ah, okay. So 9 is fine.
9 is fine.
All right.
It's like could be more, but it's okay. 1 is fine.
Thanks.
Okay, so look at it and see maybe something that you wrote is surprising you, like something that is really maybe all your childhood your struggle with this quality, and suddenly this is something that you are honoring and you really liking. So is there any, so as transformation in those quality already? And some of those words can be not exactly about your qualities, but just some of those messages that you can receive from your subconsciousness about what is beautiful about you. So, okay. So, this is we activated our neurons, our emotional background related to your perception of yourself. And I switch camera and we will start drawing. I'll show you some of my drawings related to it. So this was one of my first drawings related to it, and it was done a year ago. And we've done last Friday, I had another drawing. So this was my another drawing. It was quite intense and very emotional for me, so surprisingly. I'm like really, and the message for me is that I can channel the consciousness. So this yellow is really representing consciousness, and it's so much intense around my throat. It's like was a little bit overwhelming, really, how much needs to be said, so much need to be expressed. So this was done on Saturday when I was teaching the same class for my Russian group. And I was so relieved that it wasn't as intense. And it was such a relaxation process. So every time we're peeling some layers and there is a different messages. So I don't know how my outlook is going, like what the message will be today, but I'm open to receive it. So I have a very pale picture, like everybody's seen it on my Facebook page. And I invite you, like if you have a bigger picture, if you have just a picture, you can place a thin paper on top, even sometimes tracing paper, and just do outline or even just draw on top of this picture. So not on the picture itself, but see through paper. So I don't want to ruin any precious pictures that you have, and like sometimes they exist only in one example, like only one picture that exists. So don't ruin anything. So I take a very thin, ultra fine Sharpie. It's not Sharpie, it's a Staedtler, but ultra fine Sharpie can work as well. And we start exploring ourselves. So I invite you to start, like usually we do from the middle and outside, but in this particular one, I invite you to start bringing lines from outside and very slowly, very gently, learn just touch your face. Face is very sacred. It's very intimate. Some of these cultures that don't really allow anybody touch your face, and we want to be very gentle to our such intimate part of our body that everybody can see, but not everybody can touch. And you can be very like see, because it could be very intense, emotionally intense. I invite you to start rounding corners when we have these crossings, because it will be emotional anyway. So we want to be as gentle as possible without really activating too much conflict in ourselves. So I invite you, see, and just touch like a gentle kiss to your cheek. See, even if you can approach the face, maybe it's maybe you're going to other areas. Maybe you are going to heart area first instead of face. See where you want to explore. Where do you want to gently guided by your line, and try different speed. I really encourage you to do it's very slowly, it's very gently. We're so rushing. We like every time, right now it's a little bit different, but like every morning we are just like brush your teeth, comb your hair, and run for work. What if we slow down and allow ourselves enjoy observing ourselves, like allow ourselves enjoy the way we look, the way we feel, and notice how you're breathing, because again, it could be very emotional, and I see like my breathing is like slowing down really. So no judgment. We are not trying to make everything beautiful. We want to be surprised how the lines are going to lead us. Where do they want to lead us? And maybe there are some areas that are like white spots that you really cannot go there. So we are very slowly, very gently. It's an intimate process. Learning myself. Connecting to my beautiful soul. So keep breathing, keep moving. So if it could be overwhelming, I believe it could be overwhelming, slow down, have a sip of water. Don't try to rush through your emotions. Allow them to be expressed, allow them to be noticed. So we really don't try to go fast. Like when we're rushing, we're most likely trying to escape from a fear. And wherever we have fear, we have a lot of resources. So we need to slow down and just look at it instead of trying to suppress it again. So if it could be so intense, like really such a pressure, such a pain, take another piece of paper and do a catharsis, like express this pain, express this struggle. I don't recommend to do it on your face. It could be too much, but on another piece of paper, it will be perfect. You will release this inner pressure, like if you have some judgment about yourself. It's a great opportunity to release this judgment. And you notice, like when we're working with your own portrait, we really notice, how do I judge myself? How do I care about what other people think? Like, do I really trust other people? Is it easy for me to go beyond my boundaries? And see. Yeah. And you just be led by your marker, like be led by your pencil. You don't try to force anything. Allow yourself just be guided. And it's interesting, like, for example, it's a very, I'm more attuned today with myself. So I'm really noticed that so today I don't go directly through my face right away. That I'm very gentle, and I'm not sure if I even want to go, like, because I'll notice. Usually I'm like very going through the face and try to be active in this face area, but it's today is a very different. Even my movements are very gentle, which I really like, because first drawing was about intensity and about discovering my power, discovering my strengths. Today, my intention, like even before we started, my intention was how I can find gentleness in myself, how I can allow myself to be vulnerable and safe at the same time. And so much lines I have on my right side, and there's no really rushing go to my left side. I'm like really trying to explore this area, trying to find the grounding first before I go anywhere in the future. Like we usually have it's my interpretations, like the lower side is always about grounding. This is our present in the middle, and the top is about future, how we are going to our fantasies, dreams, how we really connecting to them. And left sides and right sides are very important as well. It's
So if we are not ready to go through the face with neural lines, we shouldn't go.
so if you don't want to go yet, if your lines really don't lead you there, explore around, like explore, maybe you need to go lower side and really learn how to be grounded before you can allow yourself to put anything on your face, like to really accept any lines on your face without any judgment. Like maybe you need to open your heart before you can touch your face. It's a very common experience that if you draw right away, it will be judging and it will be not a comfortable experience. So trust yourself, trust your intuition. What needs to be done first? How fast you can go? Maybe not fast. I've seen some of my students, it took several drawings before they really allow themselves to change anything, like even go one line through the face. It's a message. It's a message from your soul, from your higher self. So listen to it. What does it trying to tell you? Maybe it's already perfect. It's not maybe. It's already perfect. But the goal is really, when we explore drawing those lines, it's not that we are trying to change anything, but we are trying to explore it. We are trying to see if there is anything, any messages for you. So it's just and it's again, when we're leading lines from outside, see, I cannot talk when I draw through my face. When we leading lines from outside, the first is really how other people see me. How do you feel comfortable to be seen? Like that anyone can see me now. And I see myself as well. And you can even say, I see you. And you start notice that sometimes, for some of you, there will be some areas, like some wants to go to eyes right away. Some of you want to go to lips right away. And other parts will be, there will be no desire to touch at all, and it's okay. So I want you to trust. What do you want? We are not forcing anything. We are really learning. What is the message today for me? What is the beautiful journey deep into my soul? And if you need many, many lines, it's okay. Explore those lines. Lines usually represent thoughts. If your mind is busy, there will be a lot, so many lines on your drawing. And it's okay. For some of you, will be very important to draw boundaries before you can go. Like, surprisingly, for me, that I created boundaries of my face before I really starting to do anything inside. Maybe it's time to really to recognize those boundaries and honor. For some of you, maybe you need to break those boundaries, release those boundaries. So see, what will be the next message? How you're going to be guided? How you have your body is reacting? Like, we really working with a physical perception of your physical and emotional perception of your soul. So it's interesting how the body is really reacting. So I highly recommend to do this for those who are struggling with aging, and allow yourself to accept, not accept, it's an opportunity to find and acknowledge the beauty that you are in your inner beauty and physical beauty as well, that there is a beauty at every age. It may be different, but it's there's still be a lot to be loved, especially by yourself. We usually do this exercise with fine or ultra fine markers, because we try to be gentle. But if it's a different marker or pencil that you use, it's okay. See how we are going to really working with our face, how we are going to experience yourself.
So is this drawing more about acceptance of ourselves or more about exploration?
So we explore and accept what we found. So it's there will be, when we explore, try to turn off any judgment. Try to avoid any judgment to yourself. Like try to see like, oh, it's interesting. It's maybe I've never noticed that this is and with just line, you can just be connected with any part of your face or body. See, and really be surprised. There will be some messages. I'm doing it already for several times. There will be a clear message for you in this drawing. What is your, maybe what you need to pay attention, what maybe you need to, that you are not aware of something. It's always a different quality that you are really finding, and you're finding resources in this quality. And it could be, and sometimes it's completely different from what you expect. Maybe you're like you always thought that it's my strength is guard my boundaries and be strong and bold. And maybe it's really how you can be gentle, and maybe your strength in your weaknesses, in your vulnerability. So it's for different people, it will be different message. And some people think that they are soft and gentle, and the portrait says like, no, you are, it's time to stay strong, and it's time to take actions and take responsibility, not just for yourself, but for somebody else. So I cannot say like what you will hear, but and even with me, I'm doing it already for so many times. Every time I'm amazed how accurate is the message. And of course, the message is, it's your interpretation. But pay attention how your body is reacting, which part of your body is reacting. For example, right now I have the tightness in my chest just because I'm working on this particular area that can represent heart opening. And I'm really surprised how much I'm really spending time here on the down here. And you may notice that in curves could be some hidden circles, big and small, and you can recognize them and define them even better, even more, and invite qualities in your surroundings. What do you need right now? What do you want right now? What kind of resources, feelings, maybe even people? So be generous to yourself. Give those gifts to your higher self and to your real self. Like both of them are your real ones. We just don't see it all the time, but it's very real when you attuned to it. See if you want to add more, if you want to work with the face. Yes, today, like the heart area is what really attracts me. It's interesting. The first class I did was more about throat opening, about voice. Second was more about eyes. Third drawing I did was about my lips and mouth. And now I'm going deeper in my heart. So it's different layers of really big connections to myself, to be connected. And maybe you can even receive a clear, not a voice message, but a message, what do you need? What do you need to do? Like we had a message for one of this students. She received a message that she needs to smile more. And it's very beautiful. Give support to any part of your body that you really feel needed. If your eyes are tired, you may give some support and extra love around eyes. So maybe it's if you have this, like, and we always draw support and resources as circles because we want the best potential in them, the best implementation. Okay. So I'm like, really, it's such a intimate process. It's even not so many words coming to me today. I'm just enjoying the process. Notice if your drawing is balanced. So I see that on my left side there is not so many lines. So see if you need to do like to balance yours as well. See how lines can be different. It's interesting, like really I don't draw much on face today. Maybe because yesterday I was drawing on another portrait that I haven't finished yet. So there's so many lines. How do you even feel like when you're touching your face? How do you feel connection to your face? Can you tell yourself that you're loving yourself? Can you tell yourself that you're beautiful? Like not just tell, but like really feeling it. We're so easy to tell such so many words, but how we can really dive in those feelings? Like how do we really express them without words? And at the same time, be 100% sure that, yes, there is so much love to myself, to my soul. See, maybe some areas could be very busy with lines. And if you want to harmonize this area, you can, you may draw a circle that may represent a resource or idea or feeling or a human. Oh, like not necessarily human, it could be any living creature, nature, that you can be connected and loved by. Maybe you can notice that your face is not very, not like that there is no perfect symmetry in your face. And it's okay.
So Anna, this is what I have so far.
Great.
I don't know if you can actually see the drawings. I did it in pencil or
Okay. It's interesting. It feels like an unfolding lotus.
yeah, I noticed that too. The flower kind of petal. I haven't brought my across my eye.
It's interesting. So see, like it still be closed like a bottom of a flower, or is it all ready to open up?
Right.
See how do you want to be? See where does it lead you? Because I love how beautiful are segments of these petals around you, like, and everything is growing towards your face. Everything, it's an interesting, really, perception to see yourself as a flower. For example, for me, it's never appeared like this.
It's so funny when I look at it there in the reverse image, it's easier to see the petals and everything than when I turn it around.
Because you're looking from the screen.
Right.
Screen always give you the whole picture.
Right.
And we are like, personally, we always paying attention to details and don't see the whole picture. So this is an interesting impression. Like, what if I don't try to like look at different segments on my face and just step aside and look at my being,
right,
and find the inner flower.
So interesting.
Mm-hmm. And it's even it's interesting how those petals are growing. So they like it could be a flower, or it could be like a wheat. That there is so many they're going one petal from another petal, so they like really interconnected. Okay, interesting picture.
Yeah, that's what it was, the only thing I had right away, you know, and I wasn't gonna find another one this big, that's for sure.
And it's really look, so we're talking about that how you look only on details, and the picture is all about big but details. There is no the whole picture. So try to find what is this whole picture, like how to be whole again, right. Like what is my potential, and like if you will if you want, you may glue this piece of paper to bigger size of and just allow yourself to expand, like what would be the whole flower look like, what would be my whole soul. Maybe like maybe my soul is so huge it doesn't fit on one page. Yeah. So it's opportunity to really see the whole picture. So interesting, very interesting picture. There is Chinese ancient traditions about face reading, and really how each face feature can tell you about your personality. So I'm not a big expert. There are so many books about it that you can read. But for example, your eyebrows representing how confident you are, how it's so there was, and it's interesting how it's really were played out in fashion. That there was time when all the skinny eyebrows were most common and considered to be beautiful. And at that time, like women were not as powerful. Now, if you noticed, much more women have this natural eyebrows, and really make them bolder, make them noticeable, make them really strong and confident. And you can see that women are more and more in the power right now. It's they're growing fast. We have many tools to adjust our face, and like for women we use makeup. We can do sometimes permanent makeup. Glasses can be very helpful, and if you notice that some people has a very bold frames for glasses, and it really helps them to feel more confident. For men, they can grow some hair on their faces, and it may change their, not just their look, but sometimes even destiny. Some of those lines can be very important. And for different cultures, whatever we think that it's our weakness and or maybe our something that we really hate about our face may represent some gift, like that you can be very rich, or some that you found the purpose in life and you really enjoy. Some of these wrinkles really represent that you living and following your karmic destiny. And by changing those lines, you can really change the destiny and not be aware of it. And sometimes when we significantly changing the face, something happens that we change the perception. We are working with some belief systems, with our inner patterns, with our relationships. So some dramatic changes, and everything is connected. So the face and whatever we experienced. Okay, so I start noticing the circles, and I can charge them with some meanings, or I can just surround myself with some harmony and beauty without really identifying what they mean. Okay, so I know that too far, for example, right now I want to, okay, so my meaning will be, I will surround myself with people, with a beautiful team that I feel comfortable, and challenged at the same time. I'm not looking for like laziness, but I'm looking for growth. Okay, I noticed this big circle here, and just like I love do this hunting for the circles, like allow myself to find them in the lines that already here. So you don't you can find different shapes, not necessarily circles. You can find something else on your drawing, or maybe just be absorbed and excited about lines. Maybe you need to draw more lines.
Okay, your circles are growing bigger. Usually are doing small circles. Look at mine.
Wait. Wow, you're quite generous to yourself.
Yeah.
Really. And how much, it's interesting how many circles in the area of throat as well.
Yes.
And I see even bigger ones
Yes.
on yours. It's easier to
Yeah.
see something on somebody's drawing because you look through the screen and you see kind of the whole picture right away. But when you're too close to the picture, so I highly recommend you to look at the screen and see how that show yourself in the screen and look at this. Like maybe you notice something different. Highly recommend to, after this drawing is done, take pictures and look on the picture, because you will find, I'm 100% sure you will find something new, something interesting on your pictures that you haven't noticed yet. It's it happens all the time, so it's And okay, I have circles in the circle.
Anna, is there any way to find the circles? Because when I'm looking in my picture, I can't really find them.
So if you don't see circles, it's okay. Maybe you just need to work with more with lines. So the and again, the circles appear when you have this many curves on your lines. Like if your lines are more straight, more direct, it will be hard to find circles. But it's maybe it's not the message. Maybe the message is really how you can express all thoughts, everything that is going on in your head right now. And it will be beautiful as well. You can draw a circle without really like, okay, so I don't see if there is any beginning of the circle, but I want to invite any resource in my life. Right now, you don't, like, if you want, invite. You just draw a circle anywhere you want, and you can draw as big as you want, and it will be okay. So you don't really try to find, like, and be stressed about, oh, I don't really see anything. It's okay. If you don't see, create it. Be active at just take a responsibility and create it.
If I see the circle right on my face, should I? I'm not sure if I want to do it the circle.
If listen to your intuition. So first of all, the circle on your face represents like some really it's good, it's harmony, it's balancing. Maybe it's like a magnifying glass that is trying to tell you, like, pay attention to this area. Which area of your face is it?
Can I show a picture?
Yes. Okay, so a little bit distantly.
Yeah. Oh, it's hard for me to find.
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I see the face, but I don't. Where is the circle? Where do you see it? Like on your cheek?
Like
On your
here. It's hard for me to to show well.
Okay.
So we go from the chin to the like.
Okay, so like the whole face.
Yeah, this is
so the whole face. Yes, I see it. Why you don't want to? Like, do you don't want to bring this
attention to the face?
Yes, like, or you like, or maybe you don't want because it will make stronger your boundaries.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So if you don't want to do this circle, draw some small circles around. Notice how your lines are, most of them are quite straight. And that's why, like, there is a very clean cuts everywhere. So like, if you tried to, if you bring more circles around, you will bring more harmony and more gentleness to yourself. Right now, there is like, you know, it's like a picture from like a mosaic in or a stained glass. That there are so many segments.
I'm thinking when I see a lot of connections, I'm thinking that
yes, you can do this as well. It means like there is so much attention there, so you can just bring the harmony and balance there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And see if you can do on your face, on your drawing, like when we have, let me show you, like when we have this straight lines, example, like it's not perfectly straight, but it's a quite straight line. So try to create some organic movement around, like some plant is growing around some pole, and see, like we still rounding this crossing, but it gives you some sense of organic, some natural growing, and you can bring more lines. It could be expanded, like branches. So see if you want to do it. It's okay if you don't, but some of your lines is like too straight. It's you are tried when you're talking about yourself, when you're judging yourself, you're too direct. You could be very gentle to other people, but to yourself, you're judging too harsh.
Yeah.
Okay, so try to bring more organic movement and recognize this, that you are natural, that you are a beautiful human being, and you are you deserve to be treated just as anybody else, even better. Okay, good luck.
Thanks.
And another thing that I want to tell you, it's not, it's a face, not a vulnerable woman. It's a face of a very strong woman. So maybe this is your message, to recognize that this is, that I'm strong. I've seen pictures that some glowing appears around the faces. So it's a really opportunity to, if you open without any judgment, there will be such a profound experience for you. So set aside your expectations, set aside your stories, dogma about what is appropriate for me, what is not, and just draw. Some good people are doing constructions in my neighborhood. So. Okay, I love how many circles I can find. Interesting. I'm so thirsty today. Heart opening requires a lot of water. It could be a lot of emotions, so many emotions. And if you're bringing any circles or any other shapes, like it could be a heart, it could be, you know, flower, butterfly, make sure that you explore this shape with lines. It's not just existing by itself. It's a really integrated in your drawing, and it's really you accepting it, this gift. You're accepting this power. You're accepting this energy. So today I have already several circles in the circle, like an egg with a yolk inside. Okay, people, look how many I invited in my life. See how many keep coming. And it's a good opportunity to remind you that we have this beautiful community, Neurographica community, that you're welcome to join, share your drawings, share your stories. There is we always try to be active, to share some classes, share some posts, something that could be very interesting. It's an English speaking community. But the whole world is invited. So if you want to be part of an international community, please do so. So the link will be in the info box. Another announcement that I want to do is that we are going to have another basic level course. And if you're interested in Neurographica and want to receive an official certificate of user level, Neurographica user level, which is a requirement for any other courses, and certificate will be from Institute Psychology of Creativity in Moscow. So if you want to have a certificate from Moscow Institute, please join us. All the information will be in info box as well. It's just some information. Okay, so how's your body reacting? Is it so today I feel like I'm so slow. I'm usually like, let's do this, and like today I'm like, really take my time. So, opportunity to slow down. And I've noticed that there is so much going on around me, and inside, it's a quite peaceful face. There is so much in the heart, but on the face, it's not a poker face, but it's there is a peace there. There is no overwhelming lines. Which I cannot say about my yesterday drawing. Like yesterday drawing, I'll show you. Just like I don't. This is like really busy face. Like you see how many lines are going through the face, so much here. And I don't like, I think I need something here to break this limitations. I feel like this is the limitations and I need to find out the way to break it. So today I feel like, okay, today it's different. Today there's not so many lines. And not because I'm just trying to avoid them. I'm really, my hand doesn't go there.
That almost looked like a Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you were being silenced.
Yes, like this is what really surprised me because I'm like, I'm talking so much and this is, why is this, you know, there's a like a French movie about the Iron Mask, like some limitations on my like mouse. I'm like, okay, maybe I just break it. I don't know yet how.
And all those little circles down towards your throat, and now you don't have that at all on your new one today's. It almost looks like a string of peas or pearls.
We'll see. I will show you when it will be done. So because it still needs some colorings and it takes some time. So every time I'm like so expect like, okay, so I've done already this and this. What is going to be next? And I'm like always surprised, like, what is the message? We had just recently a very interesting story. One of our students, she did an exercise in our course, and there was for her was a very clear message about fireball. And within a week, she had the fire on her property. It's interesting how she had this warning before, but of course, like it's a very hard to give a right interpretation. But it's how we can be, if we attuned well, we can be receiving those messages about our future. And like, it surprised me. So I'm like, we always receive messages about present and our past, but such a clear, profound message about the future. It's the first time I experienced. Maybe I need just to be more aware of it and see how it's really working. It's an opportunity to do some research about it.
I wonder if that was in her timeline 18 and a half years ago.
I don't know. I did not ask. What has happened there? And it can be, the fire can be represented by events in life and just intensity of them, that you have this feeling that everything is burning, that you, but it's not necessarily like a fire itself. So this was a quite literal manifestation of fire. It's interesting. We have so many events right now is going on in Seattle area. And I live in suburban and everything is so quiet and everything is so peaceful and nothing really affecting me. So if I don't read news, I don't even know. But my parents from Russia, like they are very attuned to what is going on in Seattle, because there is so much news about it and like so much concerns. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to read some news about protest and everything. So I just don't have much time to do it.
You just
And
have to go outside, because I'm like just planning with my son to go and eat ice cream in downtown Redmond, and I check with their schedule, everything, and they emailed me everything is fine. And when we got there, the people start gathering in this Redmond downtown park, and sure, the ice cream shop was closed. When I go to Sammamish, just to go to Beaver Lake, again, I'm like, at that time, they were scheduled also protesters. I'm like, why were I going?
why are you really attracting all those people? It's interesting. Something, again, you are attracting what is inside of you. What is inside of you? Express it.
No.
Maybe you need just what the Protestants were demanding, like the equality, or what was really the point of their gathering. So if allow yourself to draw on your picture, if you need equality, bring equality. If you need liberty, what other words we have? Beautiful words like more freedom, more understanding, more love. So bring this to yourself.
When I'm just
and
staying
it will be
fine, and you don't see what is going on outside. When I'm on backyard or when I'm going just to middle school, everything is fine. But when you go a little bit further, you just see a different world.
Yes, it's and it's interesting. I'm like, I go outside and I don't see these protests, people. Honestly, it's not because I try to avoid. Like we really did on Sunday, we did 40 miles ride on a bike. So we went different places, and it's a message for you. Like when you're attracting them, what they demanding, what maybe this is what you need as well. So I advise you to draw these qualities, what you're missing, what you can demand right now. What
I'm absolutely fine. I don't think that I want to demand something.
Yes, but it's
in those time I'm just waiting when this situation is all resolved, because we had tickets to go back and visit our parents, and we had to cancel all those tickets and all plans and all this.
Yeah, all the travels are right now is challenging. We're canceled. We did not have tickets, thank God, but it's we had plans to go to Russia as well, but it's not this year. And it's interesting for me that I was so like 100% sure, like this, I must go to Russia. There is nothing can happen that I will not go there. That like I have plans and they need to be done. And how easily the plans were adjusted. And I was like, okay. And it was like surprisingly for me, there was no like getting upset about like, okay, I'm not going. Not this year. There is no no need. So it's we're changing something
Yeah, maybe
different.
accept this situation because I haven't been there for years and I really wanted to go. I mean, we really went because I know that time matters, and probably I can just accept this situation and to find the way how I can still do something.
Maybe something more important here right now. So anyway, for the eclipse that is coming, it's already this, I think it's already this week, yes. So please avoid any big gatherings because it's not a very best outline about eclipse. So if you have a chance to stay home or be somewhere that you are safe, just avoid big protests. I highly recommend you. Oh, let's get together in Zoom. It's always a safe place. On YouTube.
I had the other day I was asking for sign to kind of help me feel better about, being on the phone for 9 hours with Verizon. And a blue jay showed up like 2 feet from my face and just sat there and looked at me.
Yeah.
And that's not a normal occurrence for me. And then the next day when I got up, yesterday morning when I got up, I went to my front door, I opened the front door, and this same blue jay is sitting on the arm of my porch chair, looking right at me for like solid minute. And then he started dancing around and jumping from gutter to gutter in a square formation. And then he even flew in my house at one point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like really, in Russia, the blue jay is representing blue bird of luck. So it's a good message to you.
Right?
I don't know what it represents in.
It's all positive. It's all good. And it definitely felt good.
And like notice how playful it was, like that he was dancing, or it was dancing. It was.
He was like performing, showing off.
So just chill out another 9 hours, and it will be solved. In the middle.
After you buy a new phone.
It's interesting. It's the same subject. It's about communications,
right?
About all this challenging. It's just education, communication. Those will be the most important subjects in next 18 months.
I purposely wrote down at least a handful of phone numbers just in case. And I'm glad I did because, my phone got erased basically. So I highly recommend anybody write down at least their top 10, most contacts and put it in their wallet, because there's just so much going on with the satellites and the phones and the different systems. And then we're going into retrograde tomorrow.
Oh my. Oh my. Thank you for good news. But it's a really good advice about how we can be.
Tell you, better to know it's coming.
Yeah, hope for the best, but be prepared.
Yeah, have low expectations. And you will not be disappointed.
It's a good. I need to ask my husband if we have the list of contacts that are automatically saved somewhere in the cloud.
Yeah, my phone can't even communicate with the cloud either. Like it's like I have a home phone that barely works.
We don't have a home phone anymore, for sure.
I don't either, unfortunately.
Yeah. I remember we just, when my husband and I, we just married, and we rented apartments that did not have light, like because electricity, not because the house did not have it, the bill wasn't paid by a prior owner, and it took time till it was turned on. There was no phone, there was no way people could get us, and it's we had to use candles and buy buy food, and not even be able to cook there or cook somewhere else and bring it to our house. It was actually the best time I've ever as I remember. There is like when you feel this not isolation, but some kind of protection in your small environment, and it's so much has changed since then, but it was a beautiful time.
Sounds like an adventure.
Yeah, like for young people it's always an adventure, so everything seems like an adventure for for people with experience. It's already like, okay, so what we have to do, how we can fix it. So it's just different how we can find this naivety and childish in our perception to life, like how we can find this game playfulness with everything that is happening. Like not everything is a problem. Maybe, oh, it's adventure. Life is an adventure. It's an interesting message how we can look. My very last adventure was last year visiting Russia, and we had a connection in China, and we by mistake we arrived with my son to another terminal, not to the right one, and we had to solve this problem within several minutes to be at the right place, to be on time. And of course so many things happens in the middle. I'm like, it was a stressful experience at that time, but it's such a great adventure. Was like, okay, it's a long time since I wasn't so in a run to get on time on the flight. So be aware of any changes that are going wrong, because retrograde will adjust some of your plans. But it's a great opportunity to look what you need to redo, what's need to be redone, what's need to be rewritten, maybe reviewed again. So it's there is always a good purpose why we have, like how we can use this time. And it's not for everyone. I would say, like it's there are so many people that really not affected by all this movement. And there are so many people who are really looking for any excuse to to excuse that something wrong is going on in their life. Like this time it's a retrograde Mercury. So I invite you to see an opportunity to do something different, and don't try to find an excuse. It's interesting. Okay. Oh, look how many people around me I found. But there is a big and small, all different people. Maybe some of them like really big groups of people. And next class, we are going to work with Ho'oponopono, like how we can integrate Neurographica and Ho'oponopono methods. It's a very interesting, like we did, I did this class in Russian, and I really want to share it with you because I feel it's very important to understand your place in the universe and how everything is connected. Okay. So pay attention to your body, to your emotions. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to answer questions.
If is it pretty common to feel like headaches, or it's not?
It could be. It's not. I cannot say that it's common, but there is. We are working with the structure of your brain, and it's a physical connection. There are some physical connections that needs to be like if you had like very old perception for yourself and the neuron connections are already established and very strong, to change those connections, you need to make other neurons, other connections much stronger. So there is some physical processes in your head. They could be very noticeable or sometimes very gentle. So it depends on your experiences. There is no like, oh, this is usual. Headaches are usual. Everybody is unique, so I cannot say that everybody can have headaches. Sometimes we have such strong reactions in your body when, especially when some trauma can be opened, and people to release the trauma can start throw away this trauma from their body. But it's such a rare experiences, like maybe one in, I don't know, thousands. Headaches could be more often because there is some changes. But drink water. It means like please drink enough water and pay attention and keep rounding corners. Don't stop. Keep rounding corners, because when we see so many corners, it may represent conflicts. And when you round everything, it's the body starts relaxing. It's very common that when we have this calmness on our image and safety on our image, the body start resonate with this and find this peace and relaxation. And when we bring the field lines, it's another level of inspiration. It's another level of joy sometimes even. It's so hope I answered.
I'm thinking, should I have a pillow or no?
Unless it's really prescribed by doctors, I would not advise to take any medication in the middle, because it's your reaction, your body reaction on emotions. And instead of trying to suppress them again, try to feel them, like, okay, so when I have this headache, what this is a physical sensation, but what are my emotions? What do I feel when I have this headache? How does it make me? Do I want to cry? Do I get angry? So, like, notice the emotional background of these physical sensations, because everything is connected, and it's very important to be attuned to all of this. And it's in most cases when you can recognize emotional background, physical can be disappearing or depleting significantly. So I cannot say that, like, don't take medications or anything, but I'm not a doctor. So I highly recommend to see if you can, if there is no really physical need, you can see if it's really emotional background and keep working with this without trying to suppress it. But you know your body much better than anybody else, so it's your judgment and it's your call. So Neurographica is not a prescription modality.
Usually I'm so in it, so I don't drink water at all. I cannot just stop the process. This is maybe.
So today, for some reason, I really feel thirsty. So it's just an emotional, like we haven't done any other emotional stuff. Like, but this is a very particular, and it's so close to your body, the face, and like we're really working with your perception of yourself, of your body, of your physical presentation. So this water is a must-have. It can be very thirsty. So highly recommend. And I just follow my recommendation. Okay. I think I'm ready to start coloring. It's a for some reason it just takes today like so slow, so so gentle. Why is it really gentle is always associated with slow? Why is it at least it's for me. Okay, I think I start coloring and see if anything else will appear while I do so. And when we color, you can we always connect several segments together. You can color separate elements, or you can color like different circles, or you can color just unusual shapes on your drawing. So I feel like I want one more circle here. Okay, my goal, to be gentle. Like I remind myself to be gentle to yourself. So I will do this. And we have Father's Day is coming, and maybe Ho'oponopono method we can dedicate to our relationship with our Father. With you will have a chance to choose which one you want to work with, which person. Just an invitation.
So for Ho'oponopono, we have to choose a person.
Any situation, it could be any situation, it could be any person. You can do it with like with yourself, but it's easier to see something that you want to change when you have like outside presentation, and it's really not about another person. It's just to see which program you want to work in. So there will be, I will explain more next time, but it's just an opportunity because so much going on. Because we are going to celebrate Father's Day, it would be interesting to see how we can prepare ourselves for such celebration. Especially if there is some challenging relationship with this person in your life. But it could be any situation. It could be any anything in your life, any relationship with your health, with anybody. as I said. Okay. Will be like my
Anna, how's this looking?
wait. Let me find it. It's looking beautiful, and I see the eye. The eye is very profound. Okay.
Those are my eyelashes for my other eye.
Yeah, yeah. It
all you
looks
can
like,
see?
you know, it still has this, you know, it doesn't look like a flower per se right now, but it looks like there is a, in Celtic culture, there is a green man. And his face is all from the green leaves and natural
okay.
flowers.
Yeah.
So this is interesting, and everything. Notice how it has everything has a direction. So everything growing towards your ears or forehead. It's yeah, I see eyelashes. They very
It has a
very
flow.
beautiful. So I love how much you have this circles, and they look like what's the word? Forgot the word, of course. When we have this drops of water on in the morning.
Dewdrops. Dew.
Yes, yeah, this is the word. Dewdrops. So on something there's still the very organic sensation about your drawing. There is no artificial. It still be some kind of or natural plant or natural flower.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to
Being.
color
So you are a natural creature, for sure.
it.
So
Thank you.
let's see which color you are.
Yeah.
Which color you are ready to be. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so it's interesting that when I started to choose color, there was no really meaning. Why is it colors coming? But now I feel like this blue color that is appearing is representing that I was thirsty and I need enough water. Those emotions could be representing like very pure emotions going through, and it's unusual because I don't use much blue color on my drawings usually. I take it back. I start looking now. I use sometimes blue color. I have this waves of blue. So how's California right now? Like, do you have any rains, or it's a sunshine there?
Am I the token Californian?
Yes, you're beautiful California.
Yes, it's very beautiful today. We've had heat waves, but today it's fierce, clear blue and a nice breeze. Glorious.
Nice. We had this week we had so many rains. Last week we had so many thunderstorms. Last week or week before, like it's but now it's sunny and dry and nice.
Of course, we in California would love more rain.
Of course, we can. You can borrow from Seattle.
Because we've already had just this week several fires, and it's too early.
Already, so you have already fires.
Usually they peak in October, and so this is way ahead of schedule.
It's early.
Yes.
We have such a variety of all these natural challenges, let's call it.
It's part of the human condition.
Yes, of course.
These elements.
And I want to make it. Okay, so when I start coloring, I'm always already like excited. This is my, again, it's I'm so responsible with all these lines, but when it's about coloring, I can just relax and enjoy it completely. Really, like when I see so much blue on my drawing, it calms me down. There's no rush anymore. Like there was some today. There was such it feels like I'm in a very like in a honey, like I'm moving in honey. So small, like even my voice, I feel like it's slower than usual, which is beautiful. Sometimes we really need to slow down. We really need to find this opportunity, to find this chance to slow down. I felt like in last week I was communicating so much with different people that it's an opportunity to communicate with myself slowly, without expectations. Like really, when we going in communication, we always have this agenda, what we need to have, what kind of results we need to achieve, and nobody wants to be a loser. So like everybody wants to find their got what they need right now, right here. When we talk to ourselves, we can just enjoy the communication like friends. With good friends, like there are different friends, of course, but like with good friends, you don't have any agenda. You can just talk and it will be enough. The joy will be because you're just able to talk to those people. Or just be around those people, it's enough. It reminds me Ukrainian headbands, like when they have these flowers around their, like wrist flowers around their forehead, around their head. Maybe some of my ancient roots appeared in this drawing.
Have you seen, Anna, that wonderful series of the train women of Ukraine? When you mentioned that, it reminded me of it, but there's a series, maybe 30 to 40 of these women who have little huts along the train stops, and they've all decorated them, and they're all very elegant, all ages. Many have been these train women for 20, 30, 40 years, some of them. But
no, I've never seen it.
Headbands. It's marvelous. I don't know where I saw it, but maybe I can find it for you.
It would be interesting. We are like in Russia, everybody has a mix of Ukrainian and Russian. Like we lived so long on the same territory and so much history, and it's really a pain to see all this development between those two beautiful countries, and even between people.
Okay, sure.
It's my Ukrainian last name is speaking today.
Your last name is Ukrainian?
Yes, my husband's, yes, but my grandma had Ukrainian last name, and So it's really like, I believe every Russian can find some drop of Ukrainian blood and drop of Jewish blood as well. So we're just too close for so long. There's always some mix.
Mhm.
Yeah, my last name is Romanenko. Ko, it means like it's a Ukrainian ending for last name. I really like this picture. This like the way it's turned to be. Like I love to be very gentle to myself today. Finally, I can be gentle. Okay, did you start it, like all of you started coloring, or you still drawing lines and circles if needed?
I started coloring.
Good.
I'm on a couple of lines still. And I leave it.
Good too. Everything is good. So I take everything. I'm just like want to see like who is at which step right now. So
But I find that coloring on printer paper is different than coloring on.
yes, of course, the quality of paper is completely different. So this is.
So I was wondering.
It's not a masterpiece.
Yeah, but I was wondering, did you get maybe a special paper?
No, I just use a regular one. So there is sometimes like made photo paper, but I'm not sure if it's even will be good to color on this one, on that one. So not gloss, but made. I need to try. I have some at home, but I've never really thought that like to try it. So this maybe I need to do it.
I thought I maybe wanna more not really thick paper, you know, or I don't know, более плотная бумага. I don't know how.
Like the heavier.
Maybe next
All
time.
my drawings are done on the printer paper. Like when I do, so I haven't even tried to do it on something different. So if anybody find out, let me know so I will know. But right now, for me, it's I'm not going to frame it. Doesn't matter how beautiful I am with my drawings, but it's so for me it's enough. But it's definitely different perception to work with a different paper. So it's just observe it. Notice how you recognize the quality of paper and how you really what is does it matter or not for you to use this. It's
Yeah, it's a good experience because before I didn't have chance to draw on printed paper. So it was, and unexpected, but good experience at the same
So
time.
sometimes I do like really with Neurographica, I was drawing on completely different qualities of paper, and it's every time it's different experience, but it's opportunity to know that there is no limitations or from what you really need to be able to express it. So my goal is to teach you on the different instruments, so you can, so there is no limitations for you, that you'll be open and do it whenever you need it, on a napkin or on a professional grade paper. It's really when we need it, we do it. So I have sometimes, like I have several drawings on a sticky notes, and it still did the job. So it's
Oh, they're amazing. I like. It's like
yeah, and like it's a very small, and it's enough for really to release some stress and anxiety at the moment that you need it. And it takes what, 5, maybe max 10 minutes for those who are in office before any meetings. You can do this drawing even during this unpleasant exercises. Like, Kenny, you need to do more drawing when you talk to Verizon next time. For 9 hours, you will have done so many.
And that was a test of patience. I can't tell you. I mean, yeah, pretty amazing. And then I had to be on the phone again with them today. So 9 hours last Wednesday, and then yesterday, 3.5 hours. And then again today for about an hour.
It's it's a good test.
Communication.
Yes, yeah, be patient. Like, it's really find something that you can do along with the waiting, because it's
Yeah, well, it all worked out in the sense that I got to have the conversation I was meant to have.
nice. It's actually interesting. It's always when we have this challenging times, and like if we respect the time, and if we like try to find something beautiful out of it, there is always some benefits. Like there is some award from what you're experiencing. Like it could be a new message, it could be a new relationship with somebody, it could be some discoveries that you are not aware of. So
Yeah.
just keep breathing, and find what is important at this moment right now for you.
Well, I started being called to have a very specific kind of conversation with her, and she told me that she basically had a breakdown right before she took my phone call, and that it really helped her. So I think it was all just meant to happen the way it happened.
And it's interesting how even after so long time to wait, you're able to support another person instead of just expressing this. It's amazing. It means it's amazing. I'm glad you could. because we are so focused on what we need. Set aside and see what other people need at this moment. It's so very important too.
The words just started coming, you know, and she was receptive and was very interested and was asking a lot of questions, and so it just flowed. The flow just happened. And she's like, you made my day. She's like, you may have even saved my life.
Ooh, nice.
I'm like, wow, okay. See, I knew I had to be on that phone call for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's okay. So yeah, everything has a purpose. We don't see it right away usually, but there is. We will do it eventually. Oh, I have this. Everything is glowing from inside. Okay. And you don't need to color the like 100% of your drawing. Maybe it's a good opportunity for you to make a priorities. What is the most important? What do you want to really highlight on your message, like on your drawing? What do you like about this drawing? And if you want to add anything, please feel free to do so. You can add any elements, as many lines at any point. You really don't need to limit yourself like, oh, this is, I only do lines here. You can do them at any time. So it's really no limitations. And look how beautiful you are. I'm like, really? Bold, colorful. I know. Like every time I do, I fall in love with me. Like not very, maybe it's not very modern, but it is. So it's, I invite you to fall in love with yourself, with your soul, with your face, with your blueprint, with all these new possibilities. When we have no limitations, we have everything is possible. And we have so many like, oh, who you are, like to dream about this and that. Like, I am a beautiful soul. I have all rights to dream. And I know that maybe not everything, but some of them will be granted for sure. And I wish for you to be the same.
Anna?
Yes.
I also have a question. It just came to my mind. Is it possible to draw a portrait both of me and my mom or someone else? Or
Yes. And I, as a proof of this, I'll show you my portrait with my husband. So
oh, cool.
This is him. This is me. We both in glasses. So it's always but for me, it was a very interesting experience, almost like a constellation, to like just allowing lines. And I'm like always complain that I make so much effort in our relationship, and it's and he is just accepting as granted. And it's fine. It's actually on this drawing when I start working, I found out that there is much more lines coming from him to me, and I just accept it as granted. And it was such a breakthrough for me to see how it's really different perception to the whole relationship, who is giving and who is receiving. So that's why this is representing heart opening and really be open to accept and give as well. So it was a very interesting experience about me. So I have
I have a question. What about
print underneath
when you,
there?
on the right side,
Yeah.
down, like small bubbles, or
Yeah. Leopard, like leopard skin. What's that?
yeah,
it's just a dress that has so many pink,
Oh.
like dots. Yeah, it's a French style dress that is
but we always should take our picture with someone, or even we can do just a portrait of our one relative.
So I'll show you what I have so you can just see. So in Neurographica, this calls neurosketching. So when you work with a portrait, so I worked with myself, with my husband. I worked with myself as a whole picture, like the whole body picture. This one was that I did not like much. I worked with my kids. And see, I did the spiral to connect us together in a different emotions and at different levels. So I did a picture, just two of my teachers, like healing energy teachers that I respect. And you see, there is a beautiful eye, like a heart as an eye. I did a picture of my mom, and it was a very moving and touching experience to see your somebody dear to you, how you can have a different relationship with her or with him. I did a picture. Oh, that's interesting. Wait. I'm like, I hope I have done. Sorry for some actions. Let's see.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
So this was a church that my husband and I got married. And as a part of our relationship, I did like a lot about our relationship last year. So I was working with the place that represents unity for me. So I worked with this image as well. You can work with any image. You can work with the place that you want to go there and you want to be connected ahead. So, but it's of course there is so many meanings and there is so much experiences.
Thank you all for sharing.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for asking. It's really a lot you can do. But neurosketching is not just working with images. It's some other stuff too, of course. And I want to have I want to have big circle here. For some reason I said I want, and I decided like I don't need to explain why I want. I just want. And I allow myself to have it. Okay. sometimes I like if I want to develop this archetype energy in myself, I print this picture of the something that represents this energy. It's a tarot card or anything else, or maybe image of some characters that I want to be integrating the energy, and I kind of inviting and integrating this energy that this archetype represents. So it's a little bit different goal, but it works. You really learned a lot about your relationship with the archetype. And with archetypes, it's very important to move from one to another, like to keep developing, because we are so stagnated in our roles. Like if we are followers, maybe it's time to become a leader. If you're if you're a hero, maybe it's time to become a ruler. So it's there is different system that working with archetypes, and you can find which one is the most common for you. In psychology, recognized, I think it's recognized 12 archetypes most commonly. Jung used to work with archetypes. Jung actually worked with like archetypes, with mandalas, like he was very creative in his work. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm not sure if I want to add anything else. But we for sure need to do some basic steps for every drawing, that we need to align ourselves with the divine purpose, with this beautiful universe, with energies that can help us to be at the right place at the right moment. And you define, it's your decision how bold you want to be. Those lines, I just encourage you so they can be noticeable. You may try to do them a little bit different color. Let's see. For some reason this doesn't work well. Let's see. This one. Feels like I want a little bit bolder. And when we have Done. Filled lines, make sure that you round all these corners. Make sure that universe is very gentle to ourselves, that it's no forcing, it's gentle guiding. Like the word gentle is my word for today. I'm like, really, I want it to be gentle.
This is what I have so far. I'm kind of at a standstill how I want to keep going.
Oh, I love these droplets, like dew droplets. It's like really very gentle. Blue eye. Eye is very beautiful.
Thank you.
But don't like, if you want to be like only green color, it's a very beautiful, but don't limit yourself just to the green. You can be any color you want.
Oh, no, no, no. I was just actually just making it look like a flower for this eye and a flower for that eye.
Beautiful.
The rest is going to be something different. I just haven't figured out what yet.
Take time, don't rush, like don't push anything. Like if you need some time to just to stay with this image, allow yourself.
And are we doing only one supportive line or two?
2, 3, as much as you need.
Okay.
You bring support as much as you need. There is no limitations. Usually on the picture of such size, 2 is 2, 3 is enough. Like, so I've seen some pictures that like have like 10, but it's a little bit overwhelming with bold lines, and it's very it's powerful, but it's too much. It's too much to integrate it gently in this anything that you're doing else. But if you need 10, you can do it. Sometimes we need 2, but bold ones, like to make sure that like, okay, so I'm sure that I see them and it's okay. And if you don't really, like if you drew a line and it really doesn't pop up, like there's no way I can recognize it, you can go along the line and highlight it with a different color. Like make some shading along and see how it's really start be noticeable, start be bolder. And if the line is too bold and you want to make it softer, you can go on top of the line and just allow this a little bit not as bold. Make it a little bit fade. I liked it when it was so gentle. Now I want to make it a little bit not as bold, not as black, to make it a little bit more organic. So how do you like your portrait now? So did you change? Did you discover something new about yourself?
I can say.
Okay.
So, yeah, I really like it, the portrait, and I feel like it's more about acceptance, because I never draw my portrait before, and so I feel it's more calm and natural.
Mm.
But probably I would love to draw more portraits to understand and feel.
It's a different experience for sure. Like when you're touching your face, when you're touching something that is really so personal and so unique. That, it's really interesting. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for this very cool class. I really like it. Before, I would never say that I will draw my portrait, and I like this sketching side that you provided.
Mm-hmm.
More easier and pretty.
So this is like it's interesting. Like this is a more joyful drawing for me compared to all others ones. Like this was the first one, was very intense and like so focused on what I'm doing. This was trying to relax but still be so much agenda. And this is just a joyful and the same gentleness. And it's I like it. I like it. So those are how different we are, as always, how we are learning about ourselves, about beauty we are carrying in, and sometimes we are not even recognize it or don't recognize it enough. So this is always an interesting option to learn something new about ourselves. Okay, I think I switched my camera now. Sometimes internet is so slow. I'm looking and the picture is several seconds behind from what I done. It's an interesting feeling when you see you're in the past. So, do you want to share your drawings? Do you want to show what we have so we can see? And admire?
Mine, not yet.
Okay. It's okay. You can send me an email.
I'm about all done. Just need a second fill line.
Okay.
Is it okay to show right now?
If you want, yes.
Yeah. It's hard to. Yeah,
Okay.
just I need another fill line.
So first of all, I love how much different colors are around you. It's like really, so you have everything, all the different resources, not just limiting to one kind of resources. There is so much different ones. It's so notice how you still highlighting the face and the hair. So it's still be very hard for you to let go the perception of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
what perception means?
like perception is means like when you in Russian it's впечатление. So it's when you really have this not worry about it. It's like when
I got it.
When you learn something about yourself and you're not ready to let it go yet.
Yeah,
So,
I got it.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because maybe because it's just the first portrait. So.
But it's beautiful, and I love green eyes. Like really, green eyes. Like I have green eyes as well, so I love every color eyes. It's interesting. In our family, everybody has a different color of their eyes.
But it still looks like mosaic, is it right?
It's yes. There is some. It's a little bit look like stained glass or mosaic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's because like neuroline is more straight than.
No, yeah,
or...
you can try to, again, it's not just because of this neurolines that you're doing all the time. On other pictures, neurolines look differently. Every time we're talking about specific topic, lines are changing, colors are changing, the whole perception of the drawing is changing. So it's I just want you to be aware that when you're looking at yourself in a mirror or on anything you're doing, you are very direct and you right away to judge yourself. Like there is a very concrete, okay, so I need to do this, and if I don't do it perfectly, something out of balance. Try to see like, what if I allow myself to be natural and allow myself to develop organically. Don't judge, just explore your possibilities, explore your strong sides, and see the lines will be naturally changing. So these lines are not, I've seen it not in yours, not just in yours drawings in different students, and I know that this is a very important subject, that lines are just representing your relationship with yourself.
That's right.
And so allow yourself to integrate in your own, like you see how much colors you have around, and you look a little bit pale towards that. Like, allow those colors to be integrated inside of you. That it's not just like you recognize all this beauty around you, that this beauty is part of you already, that you can have it and you can express this beauty from inside out as well. So you can absorb what you need and express what you need, what you want as well. So thank you very much. It's like interesting, like very interesting, and how it's a different perception of yourself. Like, so notice how, one more thing that I want to notice, this in the right corner, lower corner, the pink, very small pink circle. Somehow the lines there are there is some kind of intensity there. So maybe like, see if you want, expand the pink color, maybe expand the circle, maybe make it bigger, because there is some, it feels like out of balance, that it's such a small circle and so much energy there. So
I see.
Just my observation, see if it resonates with you. Okay, so thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I'm glad how beautiful world is around you.
Or I see it as a beautiful world.
Yes, well, it's always about how we see it, how we really recognize it, because you can live in Eden and everything will be black and white for you when you don't see this beauty inside of you. Like I still repeating that, like we only be able to recognize beauty in the world when we have this beauty inside of us. When we have a darkness inside of us, everything will be dark, and you will attract all these challenging situations. So it's different things. And one more thing I want to ask, like this idea just came to me, like when you are getting in the park or any places and protests start getting together, did you feel safe, or did you feel agitated and vulnerable there? Like, what was your feeling about
No,
it?
but the first time was we just went to paddleboarding to Beaver Lake. So, and we just drive through, and I was surprised, like, wow, I've never seen people. I saw only protested on the TV, you know, and I didn't pay attention much. But the second time, it was just we were all upset because we had the tradition when we finish school, we go with my son to get ice cream. And so I worked hard. I emailed the place to figure out their schedule, and they just said like, yes, we are open. And I'm like,
something,
get there. I was like,
disappointments.
What? Yeah, such a disappointment that I tried to plan everything to work out, and it didn't. And so for some reason in my mind came like, oh, I have to search for some resources where I can know the schedule and don't go to that place. So it won't ruin my plans, you know.
See, maybe you can charge a specific circle with a meaning that I can be okay with improvisation, that it's okay that plans can be changed, even traditions can be changed. So this is a I feel this is the biggest thing, which is good. Traditions can be changed, and it's really maybe you can create something completely different. Not protest groups.
We didn't stop. We didn't go home. We said because we met with our friends. So we said like, well, where we can get ice cream? Let's see. Let's think. Like, oh, the closest one is a Whole Foods in Redmond. Let's go there. And yeah, we didn't find ice cream there. We just take those Chinese ice cream, mochi. And we went to we still
completely new tradition.
It was pouring, and we just sat in the car. We just opened our back.
Okay.
Time. Anyway, we spent time.
I hope there will be enough time this summer to have a good ice cream in the sunshine and really enjoy it in Fubu.
Absolutely.
And it's another opportunity to recognize how important was this tradition. So
It's not a tradition. It just, I mean, we like it to do something special. We don't do a lot, you know. We just had one, maybe. So it's okay. Good. Let's have it.
okay.
But thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Liesl, do you want to share with us, or you're still working on?
No, I'm still working. I had many obstacles. The printer went down, then we were out of ink, and then my pens died. And so I was thinking, maybe there is something to tell me that I just need to go very slowly and tentatively.
Really?
It's incredible. Yeah. I've never had such a chaotic day. And so I thought, well, I'll stay with that. I feel very calm, but it's just amusing.
Don't rush, really, like just allow this. Obstacles will be always, and it's okay. Okay, take your time. You solve them when they come. You don't worry about the future obstacles. Right now, I'm solving.
Yeah.
And I still be at peace, because we all this anxiety about future, like people living too much in the future. We're really distracted by our past and the future, and we're missing the point of here and now. So please enjoy this moment as much as possible. This is very important. This is where the life is going on, really. And this is the moment when you can't change anything. So if you're missing this point, like what's the point?
Yes. No, I mean, I've been listening to the class, and I did do some lines, and I fixed our printer, and I got some paper, and I ordered some ink, and I did all of these things while listening to your lovely voice. But for some reason, I thought, well, this is just what's arising, and I'll stay with it. The dog got sick, and American Express called to say that someone messed up our credit card or something. All of this was happening while I was trying to be
world is falling apart around you, but it's okay.
Not falling apart. They're all small things, but they're somehow putting little pebbles in the way of what I wanted to do at the moment.
Yeah, you just discover your universe inside of you.
Yes,
and
but
change a little bit so it will be tuned. Yeah. And another thing, like if you, I wanted to emphasize it, like when you need help right away, you don't need to wait to draw the field lines, this universal support at the end. You can draw it at any time. You really can invite this help. The universe works this interesting way, like they always available, but don't interact until you ask for help. So if you need help, you invite help. In Neurographica, it's represented by field lines, but you can just do prayer and it will be enough. So whatever makes you feel supported and connected. So I'm really more and more messages from all around the world that we are getting separated physically, but more connected on different levels. So I want you to be aware of it and be open for these connections. Look who you want to be connected, and the connection first of all needs to be done through yourself. When you find this inner trigger and connect to it, the world will be such a small place for you that it's and very comfortable place for you. So I want you to find this comfort inside of you.
Well, thank you, Anna. Yes, the world has always had this profound sense of being very small and cozy in a good way, but very vast. And and you said one of the things that we liked the most about ourselves, I like that perception, my felt experience of having a small connected world. It's very nice.
Good. So cherish it.
And sometimes it's messy.
It's okay. It's okay. So we are not perfect. Why the world should be? So it's when we it's really, I believe that when we accept ourselves as we are, without judgment, we will accept and we see that we are not perfect, we are not robots, we are not machines, we have the right for mistakes, and every mistake has a purpose to teach us something. We will have this beauty and privilege to accept other people and with their imperfections. We accept the world with its imperfections, and we accept God with its imperfections, because we are not each thing that we consider it as an imperfection is actually a lesson. So we don't recognize it as a lesson. We think like, oh, this is wrong, this is a mistake, this is an error, but it's actually it's just a test. So it's an opportunity to take this test, and you pass it or you're not.
And then you'll get to do it again.
Yes, yeah, it's a school, a lifetime school, so which could be very beautiful. So thank you.
Well, thank you. It was a lovely class, despite all of the amusing
Experiences.
distractions.
Okay.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you. Kenny, do you want to show your drawing one more time?
Nothing's changed. It's the same.
It's the same beauty. It's just a pleasure to look at it.
Oh, thank you. I haven't gotten the inspiration to move forward yet.
And I see more green colors. Yes, you added some more green. No, maybe it's just
there. I only have it there and there so far.
Okay. So I love it. So looking forward to see how it will look at the end.
Yeah, and I'm very grateful to my neighbors and my support system and my community for my Wi-Fi, so I could be here with you guys today.
Yes, well, you see how the universe is really generous to you. This is an opportunity. Like sometimes we really need to lose something to recognize that we can have it from some other resources.
Right, to even reach out, because I know my old self, I probably, would have been a lot more hesitant. So
Good.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad it's such a beautiful community around you. So, okay, ladies, have a great day. So it's interesting. My video for some reason is very slow today, but it's okay. So next week there is no special preparations. We are going to work with Ho'oponopono, and if you want to share your drawings or if you want to be part of community, please join our group Neurographica in Facebook. Me and Nat are managing this group, and have a great day.
You too.
Thank you so much, Anna, and to you and your family.
Thank you. Bye.